Once upon a time, in a grand palace, there lived a princess who was extremely lazy. She refused to do any work and spent her days lying on soft cushions, eating sweets, and giving orders to her maids. She believed that work was only for the poor and that a princess should never lift a finger. Just outside the palace, in a small cottage, lived a poor girl who was very hardworking. She woke up early every morning to fetch water, clean her house, and cook food. She never complained and always believed that hard work was the key to a good life. Even though she had very little, she was always happy and content. The lazy princess depended on her servants for everything, from combing her hair to bringing her food. Meanwhile, the hardworking girl did everything on her own. She never waited for someone else to help her and was proud of her independence. One day, the queen grew worried about her daughter's laziness. She realized that if the princess never learned how to take care of herself, she would be helpless if something ever happened to the kingdom. The queen decided that she had to find a way to change her daughter's behavior. The queen made an announcement in the kingdom. She declared that whoever could teach the princess the value of hard work would receive a great reward. The news spread far and wide, but no one dared to take up the challenge, knowing how stubborn the princess was. When the hardworking girl heard about the queen's announcement, she decided to take up the challenge. She believed that anyone could change if given the right lesson, and she wanted to show the princess how rewarding hard work could be. When the princess saw the poor girl, she laughed and mocked her. "You think you can teach me? I am a princess. I don't need to work. Servants do everything for me," she said arrogantly. The hardworking girl smiled and replied, "If you had no servants for one day, you wouldn't even be able to survive. Hard work is what makes a person truly strong and independent." The princess frowned but said nothing. The queen, watching the conversation, made a bold decision. She ordered that the princess would spend one whole day living like an ordinary girl in the hardworking girl's home. She would have no servants, no luxuries, and would have to do everything on her own. When the princess arrived at the poor girl's home, she was horrified. There were no soft beds, no golden plates, and no servants to help her. When she was asked to fetch water from the well, she struggled to even carry the bucket. When it was time to cook, the princess couldn't even light the fire. She had always been served hot meals, but now she had to make her own food. Frustrated and hungry, she sat down and held her stomach. The hardworking girl handed the princess some food and said, "See how much effort goes into making just one meal. Hard work is what keeps us alive. If you never work, how will you survive?" The princess listened carefully, finally realizing the importance of labor. The next day, when the princess returned to the palace, she was a changed person. She no longer looked down upon hard work. She realized that her maids worked tirelessly every day, and she began treating them with kindness and respect.